Hey guys, Fishy here. After over 3 whole months, I am finally feeding all of you with another long-form Marc theory video. Today, I'm going to discuss the lightning symbolism, specifically on Marc's makeup and on his jacket, as well as some more theories on what Marc's episode could now be. I was wrong about his episode being Heart Fixer, but we persevere, and being wrong is a part of growth. Now with that out of the way, let's begin with the symbolism. We've all seen Marc's makeup by now, but did you notice that it looks very similar to the album Aladdin Sane made by David Bowie? Also, the character on the album cover is named Ziggy Stardust, and Ziggy from Miraculous is Nathaniel's Kwame. Tell me that it doesn't correlate. Nobody's confirmed that Marc's makeup is directly inspired by David Bowie, but you can tell it's pretty obvious. Anyways, let's move on to the lightning on Marc's jacket. This next piece of information isn't that reliable considering I use Google AI to get the research, but I still think it serves great importance considering it backs up an old theory that I talked about in one of my previous videos. This information explains that a lightning bolt on the back can symbolize carrying the burden, leaving something behind, or support. I'm just gonna read these next few points out loud. The back is where humans physically and metaphorically carry weight, burdens, and past trauma. Placing the symbol on the back signifies that the struggle is now in the past. You are moving forward and leaving the hardship behind you. Aligning the bolt with the spine represents rebuilding core strength, resilience, and the structural support needed to stand tall again. This aligns with a theory that I had almost 11 months ago. That theory being about Marc having trauma. I've already said it once, but I will gladly say it again. There was something crucial that happened in Marc's life before he met Marinette and everyone else in the series. I believe that this could have been because of repeated bullying in a previous school, but something I found strange is how quickly he adapted. In Reverser, he was scared, borderline terrified of other people. He started getting screen time again in season 4, and during that time, he was chill with everyone. That's about a 4-month gap, and I know it's a lot, but I wish we could have seen him develop his personality more over the course of season 3. We probably would have gotten this if the directors didn't forget about his character, but oh well. Definitely just a case of bad writing, but as long as Marc gets his episode this season or next season, I'll be fine. One final thing I have to mention about the lightning bolt on Marc's jacket is that it goes from an arch to the lightning bolt, kind of like a rainbow. Also, because it's multicolored, it could definitely be a representation of pride, but since the rainbow arch and the lightning bolt are combined, it could symbolize resilience involving being queer, for example, being able to come out. For any queer or closeted kid, I feel like that'd be very comforting to them. Let's divert ourselves to the second part of the video, more Marc episode predictions and what I hope his episode will consist of. Just a mini disclaimer, this section might feel repetitive if you've already seen most of my old theory videos. My hopes haven't really changed much since then, so I'll try my best to make this quick. For Marc's episode, there are 4 likely scenarios. The first one being Marc randomly getting his episode in Secret Protocol or Nemesis as a superhero. Keep that in mind. This is one of 2 options that I'm unsure about, but Pierre Dublier, the same person that helped write The Ruler, is also involved with Secret Protocol. The thing is, when you read the synopsis, it's about Marinette helping her mom out for a birthday surprise or something like that, and it has no correlation to Marc whatsoever. Nemesis could be an option, but the synopsis hasn't been released, so there's nothing I can really go off of. Apparently, Thomas Astruck said that Roosterbold would get a transformation sequence this season. I keep seeing information about this, but every time I try to research about it, it comes up with an unreliable source. I don't know, but like the comment says, it might be another Max situation where he unexpectedly gets his transformation with the episode not in relation to the character. Max's episode was a very good night, but the transformation was in Climatic Queen. This could be possible for Marc, but I doubt it, and I really hope that isn't the case. This second point is the other unlikely option, but Marc has potential for becoming evil. First reason being, Marc is a convincing liar. He successfully lied to Nathaniel's mom and she didn't even bat an eye. Second reason being, nobody suspects him. He hardly gets screen time anyway, so who would notice? He's so kind and innocent. He couldn't possibly be evil, right? The only reason I could possibly support this scenario is if Marc got more screen time. Scenario number 3, Marc gets his episode in season 7. I'd say this is very likely, especially considering Marc pops up once every 4 episodes as a mere background character. Him all of a sudden having that main character moment in the finale just doesn't sit right with me. Also, I feel like that would make people mad, especially considering not many people care about Marc. It's usually Marinette and Adrian that are the main favorites in the show. But hey, I could be wrong because I have been for over 10 months. The fourth and final scenario would be Marc not even getting an episode. As I said earlier, the directors tend to forget about Marc, so I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up getting 0 spotlight. One thing worth mentioning though is that Roosterbolt is the only superhero that does not have a transformation yet. The directors either forgot about him or he'll serve significant importance in the finale and onward. Now I'm going to discuss what Marc's episode should include. First and foremost, I know I've said this countless times already, but Roosterbolt needs his transformation sequence. I know Panel Team was rushed, but if you're going to give Marc a miraculous, give him some spotlight. Tell me why Aglier, who was just introduced in Season 6, is getting more screen time than Marc, who was introduced in Season 2. Why are the new characters being prioritized over the old ones who have been there since the beginning? Before creating new characters, we should already know a ton about the old characters first. I've already said this as well, but every single hero except for Roosterbolt has gotten their transformation. Next up, we need Marc flashbacks and backstories. If someone has an irrational fear or is afraid of something, I want to know why. A flashback would greatly portray why that'd be the case. Was Marc bullied, or am I wrong and that's just natural? Marc's episode should be solely focused on him, not Marc and Nathaniel, Marc. Although I love a supportive boyfriend, he just needs room for independence for once where he can focus on himself. Marc also has struggles that he needs to overcome. He can do that alone. There's this very small portion of the fandom that makes me pretty mad. Specifically, the people who think Marc needs to be babied around where someone needs to hold his hand whenever he's faced with a challenge. He's not 5 years old. He's 13. He has the ability to think for himself and make decisions, but some people think otherwise. Is it ever that serious? No, but it's still pretty annoying to me. I know I sound very hypocritical when I say this, but in Marc's episode, I also want a Marc annual kiss. It better be animated this time because last time it was a still photo and sleeping siren, and I'm still mad about that. Also, there's been so much buildup, especially during the ruler, so it wouldn't even feel out of the ordinary. This is gonna sound really corny, but the cliffhanger at the end of that episode, which I'll get to later, would be a perfect kissing scene. Make Capri Sun bloom. Back to the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger should be how Marc's episode starts. We see the scene where Nathaniel and Marc reveal their identities, but this time, Roosterbolt should be visible. After that, the intro rolls and we're back to the present. In the present, there are a few people that'd be great options for the villain that Roosterbolt could fight. Those being Marc's parents or Nathaniel. All the Panel Team heroes, specifically Minotaurox, Miss Hound, and Caprikid, fought one of their akumatized parents in each of their episodes. With that in mind, it's likely that Roosterbolt would have that as well. A valid explanation, as this comment says, that get his parents akumatized would be A, if their bookstore was forced to close, or B, having to deal with harsh customers. Option A would be more plausible, especially if Bob Roth were involved. If their bookstore was forced to close, he'd be the reason, especially knowing he's usually the person that takes away land and opportunities from other people. He'll probably want the bookstore replaced with something like a bank. For harsh customers, not including Bob, that's less plausible because they probably have to deal with those types of people all the time anyway. Getting akumatized by something you're already used to isn't exactly common. Sure, it sucks, but I don't think it's enough to get akumatized. The only reason I say Nathaniel could get akumatized is because I want him to. The theory still stands because I have information to back this up once again. I probably just jinxed it, but Ladybug says that your identities must remain a secret and you must never tell anyone that you're a superhero. I fear Nathaniel wasn't listening when she said that. Ladybug also taught the Miraculars how to better control their emotions, and I wouldn't be shocked if Nathaniel skipped that training lesson. When I say I want Marc to have an episode based on him only, I mean it. That means no weird Marinette side plot. There are some things that I love about Marinette, and there are some things I do not like about her. For something I don't like, I'm not a fan of her being in everyone's business. Yes, I know that she's the main character and all, but please, just for this one episode, let Marc be independent for one episode. Please. It's inevitable at this point, but I'm gonna beg anyway. There's one more thing I'd like to mention. Some people in the fandom headcanon Marc as trans, gender fluid, or adopted, and I'd say that'd be good for a flashback as well. Although I'm not any of those things, I know someone who's gender fluid and it can be a struggle for them. If that were the case for Marc, a good conflict would be trying to find himself and figuring out his own identity. As we know, he was very insecure about his writing in Reverser, but maybe there's more than meets the eye and he was worried about something else as well. We could just bring this back to the bullying idea, but there might be more than just bullying here. Before I end the video off, there are a few things that I want to say. First of all, I know this video has been posted after the Secret Protocol and probably the Nemesis trailer. I'm sorry about some of the theories being outdated, but I spent so much time on the video and I had to keep them in. Hopefully y'all can forgive me, but we have some bigger fish to fry here. Specifically, the Secret Protocol trailer. Most of you have probably seen the YouTube short that I made about it, and I am terrified. I think what's going on is that Cerise or someone else released information about Gabriel Agreste being Monarch on some sort of social media platform, probably Zoo. That'd be a good explanation on why Marinette was absolutely terrified while looking at her phone. Cat Noir was also enraged, and that could be because of the post as well. Oh, and I can't forget about him fighting Ladybug. You can tell because of the green and pink coming off of his stick when he hits the person. Another important thing to note is when Ladybug is picking her heroes to call on with her yo-yo, she picks Cat Noir and Carapace. After that, she keeps swiping for more heroes, which I found intriguing. Cat Noir and Carapace were the only heroes shown in the trailer. I might just be looking too hard and I'm delusional again, but we might have Roosterbold potential for this episode. I still doubt it though. One more thing. In all of this chaos, it's Sabine's birthday. Hopefully that little side plot makes the episode a little less dark. Thirdly, I know how long most of you have been waiting for this video to drop, and I'm so sorry for that too. I've been with family a lot these past 2 weeks, so I had no time to work on it. But now I'm back. This last bit is a little unrelated, but I just want to say Happy Pride Month, Happy Men's Mental Health Month, and Happy Scoliosis Awareness Month. I've seen a lot of people lately fight over which of these groups of people is the month of June, but it's all three of them. There's no group superior over the other, and actually, they all overlap in some way. We're all different, and that's okay. I just don't understand why some people don't see that. All I'm trying to say is, just be yourself and don't hate on other people that aren't the same as you. Now that's gonna be it. We will get Marc's episode, whether it's the finale, in Season 7, or in our hearts. It will happen as long as we keep believing. Give me Marc Annual or give me death. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!